Hello, we're here today to talk to Claire Hirst about her work. Morning, Claire.
Morning.
So, how long have you been a coach?
So I've been a coach for officially since March 2020, but I was coaching people before then without being trained in coaching. So I was offering my services for website building and search engine optimization and administration, things like that. And then when people were coming to me, I was discovering that they wouldn't necessarily benefit from a website or SEO at that point in their business. And I was giving them some help and advice about that, which they found very useful and were very grateful for. And I really enjoyed doing it. So I then decided that I better get some training in it to make sure I was doing it right. And so I went on a training course, which I completed in March 2020.
Well done. So tell me about the type of coaching that you offer and quite how that's delivered. So I'm thinking one-to-one or workshops or training. Talk us through that, please.
So at the moment, I currently offer one-to-one coaching, and that's business coaching, but it has an element of life coaching to it because I specialise in helping sole traders or very small businesses where there's only one or two people in the team. Quite often aspects of their life and their work-life balance come into the business, and so it's about trying to just keep that balanced, but also growing your business and about how to put things together and get the support that you need. So quite often people come to me thinking that they need a website because traditional business advisors told them they should have one, when they don't even really have a plan or know what kind of customer they want to attract yet. So we'll just sort of take a step back, look at the bigger picture of what's happening with their business. Have they got any money? Are they earning? Do they know how they're going to earn before the website? Because the website really is a part of marketing, a part of a broader marketing thing. And so it's just about seeing whether they've got a plan for what they want to do. So when somebody says to me, I want help with my website, I usually say to them, what is it you want it to do? And then they go, huh. So it's the that I help with.
So you're helping them really get much clearer about why they want the website. Yeah, so that makes complete sense. And do you do any workshops or training sessions outside of those one-to-one sessions?
I'm currently writing a program of training and a program of coaching, but I already have a one-day intensive workshop, which is called Little Acorns. And it's basically where we start to look at the whole of you and the whole of your business in a broad sense, but also in a very creative way. So I work with a lot of right-brained business people, so they're not keen on spreadsheets, Word documents, that sort of thing. But they do need a business plan because every business does. So what we do is we create a poster in the form of an oak tree, and each part of the oak tree has a different representation of their business. So the soil is their learning and experience, the roots is their values, the trunk is their growth goals, the branches are the different ways they can branch out and make money in other ways as well as what they're currently doing. And then we have birds that come and land on the branches, which is their ideal client. And there's much, much more to that. It's a full day. And we really go into depth about every aspect of sort of the broad basis of a business and the sort of things that you may not have thought of before.
It sounds good. Sounds good. So I think you've probably pretty much answered this in your previous answers, but is there a particular type of client you enjoy working with?
I really enjoy working with people who I believe may be a polymath, and I'll explain what that is in a moment, and particularly if they don't know that they are yet. So I like working with people who are quite creative, that are in their, they don't have to be the early stages of their business, but maybe they're struggling a bit because they don't have a broader plan. And they have lots and lots of ideas and don't know what to do with them all, and believe that they've believed the old-fashioned traditional advice of you should have a niche and you have to drill it down and you have to just do one thing when you grow up. And actually, I'm the sort of person, I believe I'm a polymath, which is somebody who's interested in learning, constantly learning, wanting to know new things, having new ideas, basically wanting to be everything. And while you can't fit everything in at once, you can actually be lots of things. And traditional advice in the modern day and age is telling you you can't. And so I just want to help people understand, because it's a big relief when you find out that that being a polymath is a thing and that there's nothing wrong with you, that generalists are really needed in the world as well as specialists, and that we integrate well and synthesize well with each other. And I tend to attract generalists that don't know they are and they're struggling to specialize.
Interesting. And would you say that was your passion in your work?
Yeah.
Is there? Yeah. Okay. But
I'm a tech geek, so I help a lot of people with that as well. But then, it's not, the irony is not lost on me because I'm a polymath. So of course there's many other things that I can bring to the table to help.
Yes. And that kind of leads on rather well to the next question, which is, are there any previous careers or jobs that you do that inform how you work as a coach?
So yeah, I've basically everything that I ever did, I was so interested in learning all about that business and how it worked, and my job and how it worked, and all the other jobs that everybody did and how that worked, that I ended up going into management for almost everything that I did. And alongside that, I also always ended up doing things on the side of it. So I'll give you an example. I worked as a store manager in Early Learning Centre for a long time, but I also joined their training team and started training other managers and other staff within, I used to travel the country doing that. So I've never been satisfied with just the one role that I'm doing. But I've also, since I was a very young teenager, had a keen interest in photography. So I've been a photographer for 25 years. I went to college for design and also law and also computing. So for me, it's really been where a lot of people who are specialists, they know what they want to do from the moment they're born. Their career path seems to go, whoop, I'm just doing this one thing and it will draw this one line. Whereas mine goes, I'm doing this thing, then I'm doing that thing, and I'm doing this thing, and I'm doing that thing. Still goes up. I've still got a lot of learning, and I can bring things that don't seem to match together and make them work. And I've always done that in every job I've had.
Obviously going to continue doing that then as a coach as well.
Yeah, it's who I am. I can't change it.
No, absolutely not. And the next question is, what is most important to you in your work? And I'm guessing that part of that is that you can actually diversify and be interested in other things as well, and that you need to be. You can't be constrained.
Yeah, I'm interested in that. I'm interested in teaching other people that they can do that. So if they don't want to be a specialist, that diversifying can actually be useful and that they can do it. But I'm most interested in is transformation. So somebody comes to me thinking they need one thing, and they may be right, they may indeed need that, but for us to just take a step back, have a look at everything, and really, when I'm most happy is when somebody at the end of a session and I ask them how they went, I just never thought of it that way, and it's been really helpful to see a different point of view. And for me, coaching is all about those aha moments where it's not, people expect it to be a massive thing, like almost a spiritual awakening where the clouds part and you go, oh, I know everything about my business. But actually, the real beauty in it is when you just go, huh. Because that's when you're doing the thinking as the client, and then it becomes a part of you, and all I've done is sort of create the start of that to happen, and that's what's really important.
It's about empowerment as well as transformation, isn't it? Okay. And just to finish off, what is the most terrifying, happiest or amazing thing that's ever happened to you when you're working with a client?
Gosh, that's kind of like a couple of questions, isn't it? So the most terrifying thing that's ever happened to me is when I did my first official coaching session after learning how, because I was worried that I wouldn't remember all of the things that I was supposed to do. So I think, you know, in a way I hadn't relaxed into the role. And so that I needed a little bit of time, but then, you know, whenever you do anything new, you need time to assimilate it. So I did find that quite terrifying. The most amazing thing that I've ever had happen hasn't been any one incident. It really is just every time a client has that moment where they go, yeah, I can do this. I can't do it the way I thought I was supposed to do it, but I can do it this way, and that's okay. And for me, that's I finish the call and I go, yes. So that's all I need.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for your time today, Claire.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Bye.